All right. Thanks for joining us, everyone. Got Head Coach Dave Van Horn here. The Hogs begin practice January 12th, Monday. So we'll kick that off right now. Hutch, you want to get going?
Yeah, sure. Hey, coach. Good to see you.
You too,
Uh,
man.
I was curious. I know you don't start practice till Monday, but has there been anybody that's maybe stood out to you in terms of progress they've made since the end of fall ball over the break or anything like that?
I would say that there's just a good group of guys, honestly, that have gotten bigger and stronger. As far as hitting the slider, I haven't seen that because we haven't been doing that. But physically, I've seen some guys make a jump, and that's what we hope. Whether it's putting on 10 pounds or just gaining strength or jumping ability, because that always shows athleticism. Our strength and conditioning program with Hunter Bell is about as good as it gets from what I've seen. It's such a combination of power and strength and versatility and speed. He just does a tremendous job. We see guys get better.
I was curious if you had any injury update on your team. I'd heard something about Brenton Clark. Could you give an update on him or any other injuries y'all are dealing with?
Yeah, Brenton hurt his shoulder. We're not sure when or how. I know it bothered him a little bit in the summer. It's his throwing arm. And I think he came in here and aggravated it. Could have been through throwing. It could have been, swinging the bat, probably all of above. And he's going to try to get through it. But it kind of got to the point where he couldn't really recover without surgery. We just said, hey, let's get it fixed and then just get ready for next year. Unfortunately, I mean, this was a guy that led our team in on base percentage in the fall, taking walks, you know, just did a tremendous job. Had a great summer out there in California. They loved him. And, disappointed for him really because this is redshirt year, now an injury. But now what he gets to look forward to is just getting healthy and getting ready for the 27 season.
You mentioned he was a guy that was potentially going to be a starter for you out there in the outfield. Who do you look at as needing to step up and be able to be out there, with him out?
Well, Ruiz needs to be a guy that needs to come in and do what we know, excuse me, do what we know he can do, which is swing the bat, get on base, steal bases. Had an okay fall, but I see that from a lot of guys that transfer in. There's a lot going on there. They're a little nervous. You're dealing with your transfer, and sometimes it bothers you a little bit. Maybe there's some guilt in there. But we saw some good days from Damian, but it's time for him to get after and do what we thought, whether he hits leadoff or nine hole. I mean, Christian Turner, true freshman, fastest kid on the team, incredible athlete, can hit the ball a long way, can also run him down. I mean, there's another left-handed bat. Uh, I think it just opens up a little more playing time for him. So we'll be fine.
Matt Barron, go ahead.
Yeah, hey Dave, hope you had a good holiday season. Last year you guys had, 3 to 4 traditional starters. Do you see yourself having that again, and how do you plan on managing this pitching staff this year?
Yeah, we lost all our starters. Once we put Gackle in the bullpen, so really, guys are stepping up. It's time to go. Gackle being one of them. Hopefully, Hunter Dietz and Fisher and Gibbler and I mean, I don't know, McGuire. There's guys that can start. So uh, older guys, been around, been in some tough situations. A lot of these guys I'm talking about have pitched out of the pen, come in with games on the line, started a little bit. In Deet's case, he's been injured, recovered, gotten better and better, had a good summer, had a really good fall. And it's his time. That's the way it is at this level. Sometimes you just have to wait your time, whether it's because you have some guys in front of you that are having really good years that have been there and done it, or maybe you're recovering from an injury like Dietz. I think Dietz, if he would have been healthy walking in the door, he'd have been a big time pitcher as a freshman and a sophomore. But, that wasn't in the cards for him. And now he's healthy, confident, and, we'll have some options there.
Which players come to mind that you'll be continuing to test maybe in a new position or maybe a new role in this month before the season starts?
Well, there's always, the shortstop position. I mean, you lose a first team all SEC type player, Golden Spikes winner. You don't replace that guy. Wouldn't want to put that on anybody, but we've got a couple guys battling it out at short. One's a freshman, one's a junior. Made the comment yesterday. I don't think since I've been at Arkansas, that I've started a freshman at shortstop. I can't remember. I may be wrong. I know we had a redshirt freshman play a lot or start some, but in the case of Carson Brumbaugh, I mean, he's battling there. And I don't know, if Souza would have stayed healthy and hadn't had the arm issue last year with the injury, I think there would be a possibility of that, but I don't expect that. But that position it's still evolving, I guess, going to be earned. Whoever plays short will probably play third, is what it's looking like right now. And second base, with Kojal and, with Souza, and I don't know, we've got some options. Feel good about that. Then obviously the outfield will be some new guys with Deloy battling and playing right. And I mean, there's going to be a fight there. And the DH spot could be someone who platoons, plays right. DH is, who's to say? And then center field with Mike Anu looks like. And but we're gonna have new outfielders for the third, fourth year in a row. And we've been okay with it. It's worked out for us.
And then, with practices starting up on Monday, I mean, how often is the end of last season brought up with respect to starting a new one?
Yeah, I mean, that was pretty much brought up at the very first meeting in August. What a great year, and appreciate everything everyone did. But you got to turn the page. It's a new team, new chapter, however you want to say it. You got to go. Now they got to do it. This is, they can leave their legacy on this program. And we have 4 or 5 starting position players back, or guys that were in and out of the lineup. We've got pitchers with experience. We've got some really good young freshmen. We've got enough pieces that we can compete day in and day out with teams in our league. Now we just got to get better.
Evan, go ahead.
Yeah, hey coach, happy new year. Curious for you, you kind of mentioned Souza a little bit. What's the update with his injury? Do you guys expect him to be full go kind of in practice over the next couple of weeks for opening day?
He'll be full go in practice, but is his arm ready? I can't tell you that. I would say it's not, just guessing. I've seen a couple videos that he sent me when he was throwing in Hawaii over the break, and seen him play a little catch here. But we're talking game speed and being able to let it go on a backhand, that type of stuff. I can't tell you that he's going to be there. I don't even know if he's 80%. We'll see, but I think he'll be ready sometime during the season. I hope it's the first half. I know that he's probably, in his mind, he thinks he's going to be 100% February 13th. We're going to let that evolve. We'll see how it goes. And, if he's not quite ready to throw like that, we can, maybe we can DH him. We do some other things if he's earned that spot. But, it's hard to answer that question right now.
And you mentioned pitching staff. With Parker coming back as well, what kind of role do you envision him having as we get closer and closer to opening day?
With who? Say that again.
Coyle.
Yeah, Coyle, I mean, he's kind of the wild card for us. We see him as a long reliever. Obviously, we think he can finish games. He had tweaked his arm a little bit last year towards the end of the season, and that's why we didn't pitch him in Omaha, because we were going to get him, and it was bothering him. And I think it carried over a little bit in the fall. We feel like he's 100% healthy now. So we didn't get to see him start. And that's probably the only thing that we really haven't used him, or had him do for us here. And I wouldn't rule that out, but I'd say going into the season right now, just go into whenever we have him go in and get the job done, and we'll let that evolve a little bit. But it's nice having a veteran back like that with all that experience, that, it doesn't really matter what the situation is. It's not going to bother him too much.
And with Ryder behind the plate, what do you expect in 2026 for him? What kind of jump?
Just wanted to keep doing what he's doing, and that's lead by example. I mean, he's obviously, you've seen the bat get better and better since he walked in the door. to now one of our best hitters, one of the best catchers in the country. Even though Perfect Game forgot about him when they put the catchers out the other day. But this is the way I look at it. You got time to change some people's minds, so to speak. And great leader, really good pitch caller, thrower, catcher, great teammate. What more could you want? Yep.
Matt Jones, go ahead.
Hey, good morning, Dave. Hey, the extra 2 weeks that you have of preseason, how does that help your team?
Number one, it really helps the pitchers. And I think this is what started all this a few years back when, we being coaches complaining a little bit about, we have 21 days with the team and then we're throwing the first pitch. So realistically, they're getting about 3 outings, maybe 4 before we open the season, and we're supposed to go out and kids aren't going to get hurt. Well, they're going to get hurt every now and then. It's a way, but we felt like if we had another couple of weeks with them, it would give us an opportunity to coach them, be around them, and get them trained up a little bit and keep an eye on them where we feel like it could, take away from some of the early season injuries, and some of those turn into season ending injuries. So that's one part of it. Then obviously just playing baseball and being able to be around the whole group for an extra 2 weeks instead of doing what we call skill instruction, group work, whatever you want to call it. We can play baseball.
You mentioned pitchers, but like from a position standpoint, are there what are some of the areas that you can maybe enhance the team with 32 days instead of 21?
Obviously, seeing live at bats or seeing live pitching, live at bats. You just think that it's, baseball is such a game of repetition, and the more these guys can hit a 83-mile-an-hour slider, at least see one, gives them a better chance to hit it when the real season opens up. And but just having the at bats and playing the game, get the position players more in baseball shape, stopping and starting and stealing and sliding. I mean, just catching the ball outside, fly balls outside. Hopefully we'll continue to have some decent weather. I know the future, a couple of weeks down, doesn't look great, but it's probably a little more normal than what we're having the last couple of weeks. Just playing the game again. I think it's going to make the game better for everybody in the country, when the season starts.
And then, in a lot of sports, coaches are closing down practices. They don't want fans there. You've always been different. You want them open. You want people in the stands. What's behind that philosophy?
Hey, I don't think that, baseball, we're trying to keep any secrets from anybody, especially with all that's out there right now with social media and things. I mean, I think it's good that the fans come in and watch us scrimmage. Kids know that there's people in the stands playing in front of, even if it's a couple hundred people, get a little bit of a feel, or it's not just the coaches watch. It's not doesn't need to be that way, in my opinion. Everybody can have their own philosophy, but I think we have a really good relationship with our fans. Our fans are the best. You can say what you want to say. There's some really good fan bases, and ours is one of them. If they want to come out here and watch us scrimmage or practice, and they see us not practice very well, and they go put that out there, it's not going to bother me. What we're trying to do is get ready for the games. And, this year we don't get an opening weekend at home where we can kind of get some of the kinks out. We get to open up with some really good teams, as they do, having to play us and other teams. So it's the extra 2 weeks should help there. But I don't know. I guess just to answer your question, I just think that's the way we feel about it. We want our fans to have access to the players and the team for all the practices.